Hi. I have an almost 5-year-old, which is scary. I don't know what happened to the last 5 years, but I have an almost 5-year-old little girl. And that means that there is a significant amount of frozen paraphernalia, if you will, around my house. And I have seen the movie or listened to the movie, or my child and her friends have acted out the movie so many times. I have done a lot of overthinking about this movie. I have developed a lot of thoughts about it, and I wanted to share some with you as my Thursday thoughts this week. One of the biggest thoughts I've had about Frozen is who maintained the kingdom as Anna and Elsa were growing up. Was that Anna's responsibility? And if so, why did she not open up the gates? Because she was the only one that was, allowed to walk around the castle. I mean, was Elsa giving instruction through her door? My thought on that is, if there was a character who was kind of stewarding the kingdom at that time, he would have made, or she, would have made an awesome villain for that movie or for a sequel, because maybe they were upset about being usurped when Elsa came into power, or about the gates being open. And I feel like that might have been a lost opportunity. I mean, if this person existed, you would imagine that they would have a significant role in the movie. Okay, Elsa has now revealed her ice powers, and she's run off into the wilderness to live on her own in an ice palace. There's a few problems with that. She's by herself. How is she going to cook, eat, anything? Obviously, she can make her own clothing, so that's cool. But was there like Woodsman 101 in her princess queen tutelage? Was there queen tutelage? Is she going to like make an ice spear and hunt reindeer, and then how is she going to cook it? Because you can't cook in a palace of ice. So how does that work? Was she just planning on eating snow cones for the rest of her life? Were Elsa's ice powers known to the kingdom before the incident in the ballroom with young Anna? Did the trolls wipe everyone's memory of them, except for the king and queen? Because it seems like the trolls have a freakish amount of power. Like, if you have the power of mind control, how far does it reach and what can you do with it? Which leads to the next thought. Have you guys heard the theory about Hans and the trolls? And that Hans actually really did love Anna, and that when the trolls sing the line, "Get the fiancé out of the way," they actually changed his character, changed who he was, and maybe internally he still loved her, but outwardly he acted the way he did. He had this plan, this plot against her. Interesting thought. And because there's the one scene where after they've met and he like splashes into the water and he lifts the boat and he watches her walk away wistfully, like he's like, "Oh, she's wonderful." That didn't seem malicious. You'd think he'd be like lifting the boat and he would look away and be like, yeah, I'm gonna get you. I don't know, just a thought. Okay, this one's deep. When Elsa hugged Anna's frozen body at the end of the movie there, was that the first time that Elsa had had physical contact with another person since she was a young child? Because that is so tragic. I had this thought about Anna's line. One day she just shut me out. And Hans says, "I would never shut you out." But then he shuts her in. As a final thought, I just want to add how much I love Kristoff. Kristoff is the first Disney prince to ask consent before kissing the princess. And I think that is just so cool. He is my favorite of the Disney prince. I don't know if you call him prince, but he's my favorite of the Disney princes, except for maybe Flynn, because I love Flynn Rider. This is my Thursday thoughts, and if you're new, thanks for bearing with me. I have weird thoughts about things sometimes, and I just need to get them out. Have a good one. Talk to you next week.